Welcome to Just Listen for a look at the album called The Words and the Days by Enrico Rava Quintet. Probably the most famous Italian musician, Enrico Rava recorded this album as a second one after 17 years of silence. His quintet is completely Italian. Gianluca Petrella, trombone, Andrea Pozza, piano, Rosario Bonaccorso, double bass, and Roberto Gatto, drums. Mostly influenced by Miles Davis, Enrico Rava presents a somewhat different sound on this album, which is heavily brass dominant. The music on the album has a warm and light feeling, enhanced by mellow and spare trumpet playing by Rava. Enrico Rava has started his musical journey by playing trombone, but he switched to trumpet after hearing Miles Davis. His quintet originally had Stefano Bolani on piano, but after the last album Easy Living, Bolani left the group in pursuit of his solo career. Andrea Pozza, as a new pianist, brings more traditional jazz feeling. Gianluca Petrella on trombone was at the time considered one of the best young trombonists, winning several valuable awards like Musica Jazz magazine Best Young Talent, and in 2007 he was awarded in Downbeat magazine as Best Trombonist in the Emerging Artist category. He also has several recordings as a leader which have been favorably received by the audience and critics. One which I really like is the album called X-Ray from 2001, where he leads a quartet. Echoes of Duke is my favorite track of the album. Petrella plays a beautiful trombone solo in the first half of the track, and Rava's trumpet solo that follows is no less impressive. The title refers to Duke Ellington's groups where brass front lines were always impressive and brought many great musicians into the spotlight. Enrico Rava recorded over 40 albums as a leader. Only for ECM label alone, on which this album The Words and Days was issued, he recorded 15 albums, if I'm correct. His composition, Tutu, is next, bringing softer melody with less dense instrumentation that leaves ample space for the leader. The production of the album was handled by ECM's main man, Manfred Eicher, whose production with a lot of reverb on the instruments creates a sense of spaciousness and tranquility. One of the main features of the album is the constant interplay between trombonist Gianluca Petrella and the trumpet of Enrico Rava. But we shouldn't neglect the value of the great rhythm section. Roberto Gatto's drums and Rosario Bonaccorso's double bass provide strong rhythmic and harmonic support. Rava started as a Dixieland trombonist, learning very early on the sound flavors of New Orleans, which gave him the ability to compose and play in the manner of early American jazz. That is clearly heard on several compositions on the album. Picking the right guys to play in the band is something that Enrico Rava takes very seriously, and he speaks frankly about that in an interview.
Thing of picking the right guys is something that we all learned from Duke Ellington. Duke Ellington had a beautiful player, but if you listen to the record, they never played as well as when they play with Duke. All of them, Cootie Williams, all of them, when they make their own record, of course they are beautiful musicians, but they don't sound as good as they, because Duke Ellington knew how to create the right situation for them, you know? And it was the same thing with Miles for me. Very few musicians, Tony Williams, Philly Joe Jones, Red Garland, all of them. With Miles, they gave Paul Chambers. So, but I have a very good situation that helped me to meet, because in Italy it's not easy, because like in the States, New York is the center, you know. So if you stay in New York, you listen all of them, young, old, whatever.
The album closes with the composition Dr. Ra and Mr. La, also written by Enrico Rava. Stretching over 9 minutes, this tune features prominent parts by all band members, as we get to hear more forward piano lines by Andrea Pozza and percussion work by Roberto Gatto. As I have mentioned earlier, the album is characterized by trumpet and trombone interplay. The playing styles of Enrico Rava and Gianluca Petrella are quite similar at times, so much that sometimes it's even hard to determine who is playing. A beautiful melodic music that doesn't require dozens of listens to connect the meaning of the composition. A link to SONGWHIP will take you directly to this album on different streaming platforms. Thank you for watching.